Thank you, Manish Bhai. As he has rightly said, to the temple, because it's a home of God, so it was close to his heart that how soon the house of God can be made. So he was very keen to the construction period, to how the day-to-day activities are happening. He was so down to earth that when the temple was complete and we were having the ceremony, he didn't want any highlight. He was not this VIP person. So we had a VIP segment for all the visitors in the temple when we were having the ceremony. It was a 5-day ceremony for the temple. But he would move like as if nobody knows him. And so when there was dinner, he would not go to the VIP area. He would go and sit with the common people. That was his nature. It tells a lot. Behind, he has done everything. But he doesn't want that prestige. He doesn't want that VIP protocol, nothing. So he was living the life. It was not just that he was only speaking, but he was living the life. That we are saying here. And we are saying that if we were to really give tribute to him, we can borrow a leaf from him and learn from him. And you will be seeing on the slides, he was a very joyful person, not a serious person at all. Anytime he would come, sometimes he would come to Kampala even with not telling anybody. He would just land in Kampala and everybody would be surprised that he's in Kampala. So it was a very joyful moment for us as, all the trust would come together. We have meetings with him. But it was just a profound time with him, that whenever you would sit with him, something, was different with him. Not like, we didn't have any professional meetings or like that. But his work, from his heart, he knew what he was doing, what his vision was. So we'll have a light moment for now. We'll have a bhajan again, a God's praise by the devotees here as we proceed to the further speeches.
Vando sahaja nandar sharup anupam sarne re lol. He vando sahaja nandar sharup anupam sarne re lol. भजता छूटे फंदक जैने भजता छूटे फंद करे भव पार ने रे लो. हे बंधु सहजानंद रस रूप अनुपम सारने रे लो. समरो प्रगट रूप सुख धाम अनुपम नाम ने रे लो. हे समरो प्रगट रूप सुख धाम अनुपम नाम ने रे लो. हे जय भव ब्रह्मादिक देवक धैने भव ब्रह्मादिक देव भजे तजी काम ने रे लो. हे बंधु सहजानंद रस रूप अनुपम सारने रे लो. हे बंधु सहजानंद रस रूप अनुपम सारने रे लो. जे हरि अक्षर ब्रह्म आधार के पार कोई नवल है रे लो. हे हरि अक्षर ब्रह्म आधार पार कोई नवल है रे लो. शेष सहस्र मुख गायक जैने शेष હસમુખ ગાય નિગમને તી કહે લો
હે બંધુ સહજાનંદ રસ રૂપ અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
વર્ણવો સુંદર રૂપાયનુપ જુગલ ચરણે નમીરેલો
હે વર્ણવું સુંદર રૂપ અનુપ જુગલ ચરણે નમી રેલો
હે નખ શિખ પ્રેમ સખી નાનાથ કે નખ શિખ પ્રેમ સખી નાનાથ રહો ઉર માર મીરેલો
હે બંધુ સહજાનંદ રસ રૂપ અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
હે આવો મારા મોહન મીઠડા લાલ કે જો તારી મૂર્તિ રેલો
હે આવો મારા મોહન મીઠડા લાલ કે જો તારી મૂર્તિ રેલો
જતન કરી રાખું રસિયા રાજ જતન કરી રાખું રસિયા રાજ વિચારો નહીં પૂરતી રેલો
હે બંધુ સહજાનંદ રસ રૂપ અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
મન મારું મોયું મોહનલાલ પાગલડીની વાત મારેલો
હે મન મારું મોયું મોહનલાલ પગલડીની વાત મારેલો
મન મારું મોયું મોહનલાલ પાગલડીની વાત મારેલો
હે મન મારું મોયું મોહનલાલ પગલડીની વાત મારેલો
હે આવો યોરા છોગલા કોસું છેલા કે આવો યોરા છોગલા કોસું છેલ હાથીલા જોવો હાથ મારેલો
હે બંધુ સહજાનંદ રસ રૂપ અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
માલા તારું ઝડકે સુંદર ભાલ તિલક રૂડા કર્યા રેલો
હે વાલ તારું જડ કે સુંદર બાલ તિલક રૂડા કર્યા રેલો
માલા તારું ઝડકે સુંદર ભાલ તિલક રૂડા કર્યા રેલો
હે વાલ તારું જડ કે સુંદર બાલ તિલક રૂડા કર્યા રેલો
વાલા તારા વામ કર્ણમાં તિલક વાલા તારા વામ કર્ણમાં તિલક રે મન રાહર્યા રેલો
હે બંધુ સહજાનંદ રસ રૂપ અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
તો સહજાનંદ રસ રૂપ અનુપમ સારને રેલો
હે બંધુ સહજાનંદ રસ રૂપ અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
વાલા તારી ભગવતીને બાણ શ્યામ કારજ મારા કોરિયા રેલો
હે વાલ તારી પ્રકૃતિને બાણે શ્યામ કરજ મારા કોરિયા રેલો
તારે પ્રેમ સખી નાથ
સ્વરૂપ અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
અનુપમ સારણે રેલો
અનુપમ સારણે રેલો.
સહજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય.
As we are paying tribute to late Hasubhai, he was well known by Hasu. Mostly people used to call him Hasu in Mombasa, everywhere. That's why you can see we are dedicating his name in front of his photo. The word Hasu. He was well known and loved. It was a lovely name. It was people were speaking to him by love. That Hasu. Even in Mombasa, when the procession was going through, the people were standing on the roadside and they were paying respect to Hasu. So that was a lovely hero, Hasubhai. As you can see in the slides, he was joyful. On every event, he was colorful. That's how he was inside, also colorful. So his life was all colorful, and whatever he did in life, he lived in moments. Everything that happened, he would live to the moments, enjoy the moment. Because that's all life all is about, is a journey of moments, you know. Whatever is happening, you pay attention to that at that time and enjoy the moments. I would like to recognize Honorable Wangwela Jacob. He is the former MP Bunyoro West, Butalaga district. He has also come here to pay respect to Mr. Hasubhai. He is here on behalf of Wangem Business Solutions Limited. Thank you, sir, for coming here and showing your love to Mr. Hasubhai. Next, we will have, as I have said, this is a complex comprising of the temple, we have the school, and we call this Samaj. Samaj and temple are two wings of our community. Just like a bird has two wings, you know, there's a social life, there's a spiritual life, and we move together that way. So we have the Samaj sector. So where we are now, you know, to have all the social events, all the social activities that we have to do, we do under the Samaj. And I would like to invite the chairman of Shri Hasmukhbhai Patel Samaj, Mr. Sureshbhai Rabaria, to come up and give his message for Hasubhai.
Jai Swaminarayan, Jai Ram, Jai Shri Krishna. We all welcome you here, honorable ministers, High Commissioner of India, High Commissioner of Italy, and all the leadership of Swaminarayan Complex members, the family members of the late Hasubhai, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe today also, it's with deep sadness that I address to you today following the passing of our cherished chief donor, Mr. Hasmukhbhai Patel as Hasu. Passing of Mr. Hasmukhbhai Patel, it was really difficult time for all the Kachi Lewa Patel Samaj members, all the family members. It's unforgettable to remember Hasmukhbhai, and when we wanted any time, any day, any night or day, he used to respect us, anybody, small or big, or he never had that protocols. Throughout his life, Mr. Hasu generously supported transformative projects in education, healthcare, infrastructure, investment, leaving a lasting legacy on countless lives. Apart of this all, in Kenya, many have seen the Sajanan Special School for Disabled, one of the Africa's biggest, which he runs throughout with all the cost of staying, accommodation, clothes, everything. There is food distribution every day around 40 to 50,000 at Mombasa. There was a dumping yard if you enter Mombasa. So Hasu, all visitors pass. To enter Mombasa, there was a dumping yard. So Hasu thought, no, this is not good to welcome visitors to Mombasa. So he took the challenge. He cleaned all that dumping yard, and today you will see a beautiful garden, and you can't believe. No, nobody thought. Many people passed there, but it was Hasu, a God's man, who thought of this. For Uganda, also, he started Tororo Cement when this complex, our trustees, our elders had thought of putting a temple and a small complex for community. So we already, our elders and trustees planning, and Hasmukhbhai came in as a God's blessings. So we never had to look behind. So all this progress was on with his support and his company Tororo Cement and his family members. Apart of that, for Uganda, he runs many charities in Tororo, school fees to students. There was a church opposite Kabira. He used to come here every 3 months. He said, why this church is not completed? So one of our members said, the church goes like this in Uganda. So he just told us, our community members, I want this church to complete in 2 months. And it was done. So this is what Hasu thinks every day. What I do for others. So, and when he also came lastly with Excellency President at Tororo, he promised wherever Uganda community needs his help, he promised 25 churches to complete, and which have already completed about 90%. So this is what he does. We can read all the charity works, all couple of days, we can't. But these are some few I had to mention. For this complex, so when we came here, there was no building. It was just an open ground. So he used to visit here. So we had started some sports activities. So one evening he said, why we were only 20, 30 people used to come here in complex, and we had a community of 2,000. So he just told us, you just order the tent we are sitting. He said, you get the tent, you put the floors, you get everything what you want. We got in 2 months, we installed, and today, every Friday, sports activities, we are around 600 to 700 people every Friday with kids, family members. We have some food stalls. And also he requested us to all help this tent and all this complex for all the communities in Uganda, and we do that. So all this, what we got is from Hasmukhbhai, and we always remember him. And he had a lot of ongoing projects for Uganda, which we ensure our board of trustees, our committee members, and our community that his dreams will fulfill the way he wanted it. And God blessing with us, and we'll do all that. So from his life, we have to, as everybody said, mentioned, so Hasmukhbhai is 1 in million. If life slogans which I wanted to share with you, in the joy of others lies our own. The gate of heaven is taking care of God's special angels. So we will take Hasmukhbhai's dreams and we'll pray to God and all the elders. We join hands together, and wherever he is, he should be happy, and with God's blessing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Suresh Bhai, for your enlightenment on the Samaj activities and how he tried to bring the people together. So he would say, why don't you come together and, be associated all the time? Everybody is just separate. So that's why he gave us this tent, and he said, come and do activities. And it was just one-time decision. He said, put up a structure like this. And so, as he has said rightly, every Friday, the community members come here, the kids have their own games, the elders sit, chat. So they have a social time. And this is what his happiness was. So whenever he came here, and he was very happy. how people are associating, socializing with themselves. And the same idea he wanted to do in Mombasa, that please go and look at Kampala, how they are doing, how they are working together, and we do like that. I would like to also now call up Mr. Rameshbhai Halai. He's the chairperson of Sri Sajanand School. The school was also close to his heart, and we have also started an international school. He will enlighten us more on that. So I request Mr. Rameshbhai Halai, please give us the message.
Thank you, Prakash Bhai. Dear family members of Hasubhai, honorable ministers, ambassadors of respective countries, your excellencies, the greater family of Tororo Cement, leaders from various communities present today, friends, board of trustees of our institutions, esteemed members of Hasubhai's community, Uganda at large, all protocols observed. Jai Shri Ram. Today we gather to honor the life and legacy of a remarkable individual, Shri Hasmukhbhai Kanji Patel, who we all knew as Hasu. Speakers before me have spoken about Hasubhai's kindness, and I'll talk particularly on his love for education. He was a man whose commitment to education has left an indelible mark on our heart and on the very fabric of Sri Sajanand School, Uganda. Hasubhai believed deeply in the transformative power of education. His generosity enabled us to build a facility that now accommodates over 1,300 students from a tender age of 18 months up to high school. And we have also now, through his blessings, embarked on the international curriculum with Cambridge. And this only started on the 19th. He was really delighted when we shared these certificates and our progress reports. He created opportunities not just for our students, but also for our community by providing employment to over 200 individuals. These are teaching, non-teaching staff and the support staff of the school and other members surrounding this community who benefit from the school's existence. He contributed to the growth and development of our school in every regard and in this complex. Without Hasubhai, this complex would not be possible. His vision for excellence extended beyond mere infrastructure. He facilitated the setup, the stocking of modern laboratories, a state-of-the-art library, well-equipped classrooms. He saw the future of education in IT integration, donating personal computers to our staff. This is the only school, I believe, in Uganda where teachers are given laptops. And this was his directive. And he wanted it to simplify education and integrate IT with our local curriculum, UNEB. And this served as an example. And this helped us to prepare our next generation into the digital age. So he was very visionary. Shri Hasmukhbhai was a man with a big heart and even bigger vision for expansion. He taught us the value of compliance in all our school systems and emphasized the importance of equal opportunity for every child regardless of their background. He believed that a child should be happy, disciplined, and nurtured in a secure learning environment. He reminded us that our role is to help our learners develop as leaders capable of shaping the future. In keeping with his vision, we have charted out our future plans to take Sri Sajanand School to greater heights. This includes setting up a modern sports complex to nurture physical talents, establishing scholarship schemes for different categories of learners, and continuing to offer discounts to the local community. We aim to benchmark with other institutions, both locally and internationally, to place our school at an upper edge in the education and the sports sector. I'm glad to report that within 1 year, our SSSU school cricket team is among the best in the country. He loved sports, and whenever he was in Uganda, like the MC and the previous speakers mentioned, he would always find time to visit the complex and enjoy the sport activities that were ongoing here and which will continue. We have skating, we've got badminton, and we encourage new talents, and he really loved being part of this. We are going to benchmark our institution. These are some of the ideas that were in discussion with the Board of Trustees of the school. To benchmark with the international and local institutions and to place our school at an upper edge in education and the sports sector. Our plan also emphasizes expanding the school and setting up a separate international wing to cater to diverse learning needs. This was in his visionary idea that when children graduate from SSSU, they should have direct access to international schools. And the bottleneck here was always converting a UNEB result into an international result to benchmark it with the universities across the world. So for that, he encouraged us to associate with Cambridge, and that's what we are doing. Today, as we grieve his passing, we must also recognize his immense contributions. Let us water every little seed he planted. His lessons are forever embedded in the ethos of Sri Sajanan School, Uganda, and it is our duty to carry forward his legacy. In his own words, I would like to quote a few from his a few words from his interaction with us and with the students. And this is just to show how down to earth this individual was. No one is greater than God. Serving others is the same as serving God. The true path to heaven is by giving service to the angels of God, and that is the children. These words shall echo in the school corridors forever. As we reflect on these words, let us remember that his legacy lives on in every smiling face, in every curious question, and in every step our learners take forward to a brighter future. We may continue to be guided by his spirit of generosity, his unwavering commitment to excellence, and his belief in the power of education to change the world. All I can say is thank you, Hasmukhbhai, for all you have done. Your light will continue to shine in every classroom, every corridor, every heart at Sri Sajanan School and beyond. Now I will close my tribute with a poem written by the students of Sri Sajanan School. I think, it's on the screen. This poem was dedicated to him by the students, and we were fortunate enough to gift it to him when he last visited us in August. 1 in 1,000, Hasmukhbhai. 1 in 1,000 is what an extraordinarily describes what you are. Your kindness is beyond what we can ever imagine. Without you, we wouldn't be here today. You are the rays of the sun shooting through the clouds, and the light you have meticulously provided us with his education. 1 in 1,000 is what can profoundly describe what you are. We have been turned from mere stones to gems, diamonds, the strongest and the most precious, because of the global education enthusiastically provided by the mighty Sri Sajanan School, that your unwavering mastermind actualized. We therefore want to thank you for the undivided support and generosity and for granting us the opportunity to learn without limits. 1 in 1,000. Thank you. Hasmukhbhai na saune Jai Sri Swaminarayan. Hasmukhbhai na saune Jai Sri Swaminarayan. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Ramesh Bhai. I know how it feels because Ramesh Bhai is also close to the school very much. And he dedicates his time, he's doing a voluntary service to this institution. And it takes a lot of time, dedication, and to run an institution. And with his guidance, Hasmukhbhai used to say he didn't consider any age. He was not saying that somebody is young so he cannot do anything. As long as you trust him, you give him the platform, the seed will grow. but you have to give him the garden, you have to give him the platform, the seed will grow. But at times we say, no, this seed will not grow. So I would like to thank Mr. Ramesh Bhai for your selfless service for the school. And at this moment, I would also like to recognize the principal of Shri Sajanan School, Mr. Moses Chirinia. Please stand up. He is running the school, and he has on several times got to meet Mr. Hasu Bhai, and we want Mr. Chirinia. We want the best school in Uganda, the best school in East Africa. We want to dedicate this education service in the names of Hasu Bhai. We put our trust on you that you will academically and in all sectors excel this school, that wherever he is, he will be happy. The same way, we have the international school. We have just started in August, mid-August. We have started the Sajanan International School. So the principal for that, Mr. Emmanuel Opua, please stand up. He is running the international school, and with his service, with Mr. Chirinia, they are running the schools of Sri Sajanan School. So this is an education sector. We have a religious sector. We have the humanitarian sector. We have the welfare sector. You can see that Hasu Bhai was touching every sector. And at this moment, I would like to also recognize our committee members. The chairman of our Samaj, Vinod Bhai Varsani, please stand up. All our associations, the Samaj heads, the temple heads, please stand up. Our school heads, so that the service that they are doing is recognized. As I've said, we have the sector of temple, school, and apartments. Mr. Nitin Bhai Vikaria is going to give us an insight of the Akshardham project. He is also our guardian. He is also our elder. For many years, he has served also as a chairman of the temple and many societies in institutions. So he, as a guardian, I would also like to call him up and speak about Akshardham.
Honorable Ministers, His Excellency High Commissioners, various community heads, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have much word to say about Hasu Bhai. Most of our leader is explained, and most of us, we know who was Hasu Bhai and what he has done for the communities and needy people. I will just give you a brief explanation about the housing, the one which we are doing at the moment. It is on a running project. When we started temple and the school, when we inaugurated the temple and school, same day he told us to start immediately. We didn't have any fund, we have no plan, we had drawings. Then we had a meeting and he says that you start, I am with you. But we have no budget, we have no plan, and we didn't have any money. But he says that you start excavation, I am behind you. Without any cent, we didn't have any money. We started the construction. Good things what I have learned from him, we had planned for 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom. When he shows the drawings, he says that no, change all the 2 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms. And I says that why? We need smaller flats and also bigger flats. If there is a big family, they use 3 bedrooms. If they are small families, they go for 2 bedrooms. But I think he had ideas for the future new generations, that if you have 2 bedrooms, your parents, you will not allow him to come with you because you have one family of yours and kids. So whenever your parents wants to come, you will say that we have no space to stay. So he says that no, go for 3 bedroom, whether they are small families or big family. So his vision was that you stay together with the parents. Let them come. Don't say that we have no space to stay. At the moment, we have 240 flats, having 3 bedroom all the way. And for us, whenever we got stuck, he never said no. An immediate decision. If you tell them today, tomorrow we had an answer. I think we have learnt a lot from him. Without money, we didn't have any money, and today we are almost completed the structure work. We are on finishing, probably next 6 to 7 months. As Taroro director says that he had a dream of that project, and we are almost finishing with all the supports of the elders and blessing of all communities people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nitin Bhai. As I've said, Nitin Bhai also has contributed a lot to this society, to these institutions. From the very beginning when I was young, I'm been seeing him. He is also close to humanitarian services. He is very low on profile, but he also does at his personal level a lot of work for the community and out of the community. So we have such pillars in our society who guide us, and we as young generation, we look up to them and we pick something from them. That's where the leadership is built, and that's how the legacy is built. And here we are talking about Hasu Bhai, how we can pick something from him and we take on the legacy from Mr. Hasu Bhai. Now, all has been said, but to wrap up all this in a summary, we'll have a small video presentation about his life and his contribution in Kampala. This is a dedication from all the institutions from Kampala, from Uganda, and we will all keenly watch the presentation from all the institutions of Kampala.
I speak from my heart. I will double it so that you have celebrated 50 years of your wedding, so I will put another $25 million and $25 million worth of 25 projects.
क्या समाजनी હોસ્ટેલમાં ભણવા આવતી દીકરીઓનો 1 વર્ષનો ખર્ચ શિક્ષણનો 5 કરોડ રૂપિયા થાય છે 1 વર્ષનો એમના પરિવાર દ્વારા આ સમાજમાં ભણવા આવનાર હોસ્ટેલમાં રહેનાર દીકરીઓને 25 વર્ષ સુધી 1 રૂપિયો ફી લઈને ભણાવવામાં આવશે. એકવાર જોરદાર તાળીઓથી આ જાહેરાતને આપણે વધાવીએ. આ ઇતિહાસ છે. હસુભાઈ આગળ આવો, દીકરીઓ મંચ ઉપર આવી રહી છે. 150 કરોડનું યોગદાન છે. 150. જ્ઞાતિ ગંગા ઊભા થાઓ. તમારા સ્થાન ઉપર બધા ઊભા થશો.
ભગવાનથી મોટું કોઈ છે નહીં. બધા વડીલો સંતો બધા તમે ભેગા રહીને અમને દુઆ આપો કે ભાઈ અમને હાઉસિંગ તમને તૈયાર કરી દે,
was the dearest and the most pampered kid. He and his uncle's family shared a close bond since the start, and they vigorously took the business to new heights. At a very young age, he decided to quit his studies and start working. But a series of challenges awaited him in his way. He's the man who faced it all, struggled and won, converting aspirations into inspirations. He is Mr. Hasmukh Kanji Patel.
As you have seen, that was his life, that was his walk, that was his divine force that he lived life for, and what he did. It's very hard to believe that today he is not among with us. But of course, his words, his hope, his legacy will carry on for many years and many years. We can't say that this is the last tribute. Our tribute is every day to him, because what he has left us, we can't count it as the last, because it's going to live forever. So he has done tremendous work and selfless work. And all these institutions that he did, all the buildings he did, one thing he insisted, never put my name on that. You know, after donating everything, people want their names. They want to believe in that way. But he did not insist. Never did he say that my name should be on anything. Never apply it on everything. He said, my name should not be anywhere. This I am doing for the people, for the humanity. So this was his life. It's a very hard time for all of us, especially for Kampala, where he has given us tremendous love. You know, as a father, as a guardian, nobody thought he was an outsider. He swiftly joined into the family. People did not know him. So, people would do, like when we have sessions like this, then they would ask, who is Hasu? Who is Hasu? They did not know him. So such was a low profile, but doing great works. Considering the time that we have got a lot of condolences messages, so we all accept them. So we may not be able to read out all of them, but we appreciate for those condolences messages that we have received. We'll have brief speeches, so this is the order. We'll have the chairman from the Indian Association, Mr. Raju Sarin. He will represent all the communities in India. And then we'll have Mr. Honorable Sam Kutesa. After him, we'll have Honorable Jacob Oboth. After him, we'll have General Honorable David Mohozi. And lastly, we have His Excellency, the Indian High Commissioner to Uganda. So I will request Mr. Raju Sarin to come up and give, on behalf of all the Indian communities, a word on behalf of all the communities. Mr. Raju Sarin, please do come up. Let's have the small speeches dedicated. We may not be able to call up every day, to everyone, but Mr. Raju, he will convey the message on all the communities of the Indian Association.
Jai Shri Swaminarayan, Namaskar. Thank you very much. And on behalf of all the affiliated communities and our Indian community, I stand here to offer our condolences to the soul of late Hasmukhbhai Patel. And I'll request my colleagues, Secretary Sasinarji and Community Coordinator Paresh Mehta ji to come and join me in this moment of grief. Can you please join us both? Yeah, thank you. And while they are joining me, on behalf of the trustees, Indian Association and our community, we offer our condolences to the bereaved family and the whole community of Kutchi Lewa Samaj. It's really a sad moment indeed. And I acknowledge the presence of the diplomatic community, His Excellency Indian High Commissioner to Uganda, Shri Rawatji, Italian High Commissioner, honorable ministers from Government of Uganda, all senior functionaries of government, all community leader and all dignitaries and all the guests. Thank you for joining us, sharing this moment of grief with us. Talking about the late Shri Hasmukhbhai Patel, he was a visionary. It's very sad to now add he was. We have been used to seeing him in our presence. So when we say he was, it itself is a moment of destitute and a lot of grief to us. But it's a God's wish and we have to accept it. Late Hasmukhbhai Patel, he was a visionary business person, and we all have seen that most of the businesses, they say business first and then there is community. His philanthropic policy and the philosophy was that first community and then the business. Business for the community, not the community for the business. That's, I think, sums up his whole business policy and the attitude and the aptitude, what he did. He created business for the community across East Africa. He believed that he must work for the mass benefit, for the destitute and the underprivileged. And true to his name, Hasmukhbhai, in our language Hindi, it means that who has a smile on his face. He ended up putting smiles on the faces of the billions. That's his contribution. He lived his name. And that's a great work he did. And I remember when our community coordinator, Shri Paresh Mehta ji, was in Mombasa, he could witness the sea of humanity who had gathered to bid his soul the final farewell, the indigenous community from the East Africa. That shows how much he was loved and respected by the community. We all bow our hat in the service of that late departed great soul. With that, we offer our prayers to the aggrieved family. May God grant peace to the eternal soul, eternal peace to the departed soul. And we as Indian community are standing shoulder to shoulder with the whole community of his business empire, his immediate family, community at large. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Swami Narayan. Namaskar. Thank you.
Toro Cement, as you know, is a manufacturer of cement. So they have a big community of their distributors. So it's a big family where today they have also come and they have sent their condolences. As distributors all together, we recognize all your condolences. There is one message in Gujarati. I will read it out and say the meaning later. સમય જિંદગીનો ઓછો હશે ક્યાં ખબર હતી સમય જિંદગીનો ઓછો હશે ક્યાં ખબર હતી વિદાય તમારી અંધારી હશે એ ક્યાં ખબર હતી સૌંત્ર સુવાસ ફેલાવી સભાના સૌના દિલમાં રાખી ગયા પરમ કૃપાળુ પરમાત્મા ભગવાન શ્રી સ્વામિનારાયણ તેમના દિવ્ય આત્માને એમના સાનિધ્યમાં રાખીને પરમ શાંતિ આપે એવી અમારી સૌને અંતકરણપૂર્વક પ્રાર્થના. All suppliers have dedicated a message that who knew the time will be less for him to live, and suddenly he left, but he left his breath that is everlasting. So this was a message from all the dealers, especially Hari Hardware Committee and all other suppliers. So, well appreciated, your condolences messages. Right now, I'd like to call up Honorable General David Mohozi to convey a message for Hasmukhbhai.
I corrected the protocol because my bosses speak last, otherwise I may lose my job. Family, senior leaders from government led by the Honorable Sam Kutesa, our senior, the Minister of Defense, the Honorable Jacob Oboth and your wife, the High Commissioner from India, the Italian Ambassador, all the guests here today, good evening. I've put my thoughts on paper to save time, and I want from the onset to add my voice to the Lords of Tribute to the late Hasmukhbhai, as we called him. We condole with the family and the community here in Kenya and globally. He lived with a bang, left with a bang, a positive bang indeed. Many have spoken to his large heart, and I share the same sentiments. I salute him for his contribution to humanity. He gave unconditionally, without expectation of benefit, gain, or praise. If I can sum it up, I think through his works and deeds, he understood that he was because the community is. Not just through the jobs he gave, not just through the community buying his products, but through the numerous and consistent acts of philanthropy. Some people think charity and business are incompatible as strange bedfellows. Not for Hasu. He understood the link between his business and prosperity, as well as its endurance and security, through ensuring that the community had a stake in his businesses. This was his philosophy. For those coming after him, he has plotted the path. It's a challenge you need to embrace and continue his good works. Though physically gone, he lives on through his good and timeless works. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Hello. Thank you, General. I would like to call up Honorable Jacob Oboth to convey his message.
I will want to adopt the protocol as enumerated by the Master of Ceremonies and join the family, friends, relatives, the business community, and all of us here in paying tribute to the gallant Ugandan who was a legendary, who contributed and touched lives with his heart of gold. It is not true that we can only rely on what he spoke, but more of what he did. I have a message here which was read in Mombasa, a message from the President and the family. But as a member of Parliament and a political leader from Tororo, allow me, on behalf of the people of Tororo, extend our heartfelt condolences and sympathies to the family over the loss of Mr. Hasu. And there are few people from Tororo who came with me, including from my family. For those of you who did not see them, this is the one rare occasion that I move with my entire family. This is part of the family. Can I have the family up?
they were supposed to take a trip to Mombasa to go and see the feeding area. It's a good lesson for the children to see how big hearts can change lives. There's a businessman, Franklin Owora, I saw you here. Those from Toro, and you, George, and Robert Onyango, including the head teacher of the international school. He has been in Cambodia. So you expect this place to be better than Cambodia very soon. We were touched. I'm a beneficiary as a politician that 2 churches were done in my place. And a primary school. These are government primary school. And this month, on 21st of this month, would be a year ever since those 3 facilities were commissioned. And we won't have to celebrate the anniversary with Mr. Hasmukh. It's a condolence message from the President, and I will try to read it verbatim. As Honorable General David Muhoozi said, that his boss, I'm not his boss, I'm not one of the bosses, but that's how humble he is. Must have learned from Mr. Hasu a lot. But now this statement here is from our boss. If I want to keep the job, I must read it verbatim. I think you will agree with me. Condolence message from Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, upon the death of Mr. Hasu. This was dated 1st September 2024. Mr. Manish and family, Mama Janet and myself have heard of the sad news of the passing away of Mr. Hasu, who had become a member of Uganda's extended family. And this message was given and read out by the military attaché, Major General Kawanga in Kenya. Mr. Hasu and family have become an example in the national development as he used the struggle to contribute to Uganda's economy by building the cement factory in Tororo. The plan to build a clinker factory in Moroto, agro-industrial projects in the Kaweweta area, etc. This is on the side of money-making, value-adding, and job-creating areas. This would have been commendable and laudable enough. However, your group has not been content with that. You have added several corporate responsibility activities, including the church at Nshwere, that we are due to commission soon. The Sheikh Sanahad school in the Ntinda area, this very place, etc. It is sad that your uncle left us at a time your group was contributing so much to Uganda. His contribution, however, will never be forgotten, and I'm sure God is already rewarding him in heaven, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. Condolences from Mama Janet and myself, signed Yoweri K. Museveni, President of Uganda. And I should add, there's a second signature of Mama Janet Museveni. This is very unique. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Honorable, for the kind message from yourself and the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and Mama Janet. Mama Janet happened to be very close to Hasubhai's activities. Being church, she was also very sentiment that my churches have been done. So she was very close to that. I would like to call upon Honorable Sam Kutesa. Mr. Kutesa has been with this family for long, even with the fathers of Hasubhai, Kanjibhai and Keshubhai. So Sam Kutesa has, I think, a very important message for everyone here.
Thank you very much. Honorable ministers, honorable members of parliament, Your Excellency, the Indian High Commissioner, Your Excellency, the Italian Ambassador, community leaders, the Indian community, the Tororo family, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. As has been said by the Master of Ceremonies, I first got to know the family, the Patel family. Many of you don't talk about Patel, but the family, they are Patel. And I think your community is also Patel. I got to know them in the 1990s. I was the Minister of State for Investment in Ministry of Finance at the time, and the government of Uganda was engaged in privatizing companies that we had not managed, we were not able to run as a government. Among these were many industries, including the cement industry in Tororo and in Hima. These were closed. All cement came from Bamburi at that time. Even Tanga cement found its way here because there was no cement at all being manufactured in Uganda at that time. So it was our responsibility in government to privatize these institutions, these closed factories. They were really dead factories, and to get people to come and restart them. There were many competitors for all these industries. The one in Hima was also bought by a certain Patel, who later on sold it to Lafarge. And I think after Lafarge, they have now sold it to the owners of Kenyatta. There were about 10 competitors for Tororo cement. But most of them were companies that wanted to buy it so as to only sell it. Nobody came up with a plan of developing it. So we sat and said, but we are selling it. Why should we sell it? People who are going to unsell it. Is there nobody who can revive it? Because that was the intention, so that our country can begin to manufacture cement of its own. And it was only Mombasa Cement. At that time, the person whom I met was Hasu's father, called Kanji Patel. So I have known this family from Kanji Patel, and we decided, therefore, to sell it not only to the highest bidder, but someone with the intention of opening it and reviving it so that it can produce cement. And at that time, I met Kanji Patel. He introduced me to his brothers, Kashubai and Arvin, whom I got to know. And I think, to make the story short, now Uganda is not a manufacturer of cement, it's a net exporter of cement. And this is because of people like Kanjibai and the cement people and his family. Now, so what am I saying? I'm saying that his father and uncles were great businessmen. He too took up very challenging shoes. Hasu took over challenging shoes to fill. But Hasu did not only fill them, I think he surpassed them, because he was not only was he a great businessman, but he was, as you have heard from everybody who has spoken, a philanthropist, a visionary, and someone who wanted to give back to community. You must have heard, those of you who were able to go to Mombasa to bid farewell, but even those who didn't, there was a link, I understand, and people watched it from here. You must have heard the tributes from all over Kenya and from all over Uganda, including the leaders of our countries. You have just heard the message from our president, President Museveni. And there was a message there from President Ruto and others. All of them spoke about the generosity of Mr. Hasu. I think Hasu perfected what one would call a smart partnership. He believed in the partnership between God, people, and industry. And I think if we can bring that smart partnership into our businesses, serve people, have God as your guide and leader, and also be a captain of industry, we will move very far. And Hasu taught us that lesson. He has touched many lives. If you have seen that dump place in Mombasa, which he turned into a garden and a recreation, if you saw how many people were there, whom he has been feeding, childless, that gentleman, I think he's you are Dutch? Huh? He is part of a community that also looks after orphans. They don't like to call them orphans. I think they call them children or something. But he feeds more than 30,000 people in Mombasa. I was told that when everybody was locked up in their houses during COVID, he's the only one who fed people that could not be fed. In fact, a minister in Kenya who had been the former governor of Mombasa said in his tribute that whatever the government failed to do in Mombasa, Hasu did it. And I read the Nation newspaper, which was paying tribute to him. They had a headline which they called him the people's billionaire. There are many billionaires in the world, but the billions are theirs. Hasu was a people's billionaire indeed. So I have had connection with the family, his fathers, with him, and then him. The very night when he died, 3 of his sons were in Kampala. The day before he died. And in the evening, they came to my house and we had dinner together and we were laughing. Them and Manish, and we were together. And then the following morning, at 8 o'clock, I got a call that he had passed away. So you can see I have been together with this family now for 3 generations. I think it was Mr. Sayani who was talking about Hasu, who said that he lived every day as if it was the last. Even the day, I'm told, because I was talking to an old man who worked with them, even with his fathers, B.T. Shah. He described to me the day when Hasmukhbhai passed away. He said he worked in the morning, and in the afternoon he said he wasn't feeling well. And he went home and said he would be coming back, which he never did. Unfortunately, he passed away that day. And so really you can see that until his death, he was working as if that was his last day, and so indeed it was. So let us also take every day as our last day. Let's work for it. Let's work tirelessly. Let's work to promote unity, let's work to promote love, and let's care about each other. That, I think, is the lesson we pick from Hasu. May God give him eternal rest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Sam Kutesa. As he has rightly said, his ways of service, God, humanity, and institutions. And as our chairman for Samaj said, in the joy of others lies our own. That, I think, fits very well in his life. Now I would like to call up His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India to Kampala, to give his speech on behalf for Hasubhai.
Thank you. Family members of late Shri Hasmukhbhai Kanji Patel, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, Excellency Ambassador of Italy, Chairs of Shri Kachileva Patel Samaj, Suresh Bhai and Manish Bhai, Chairperson Indian Association, members of Indian community, friends, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my family and the entire staff of the High Commission of India in Kampala, I join all of you to convey our deepest condolences on the untimely demise of Hasubhai. He was not of very advanced age. In today's world, we would call him, he was in his middle ages. As we all heard that he was a visionary leader and a philanthropist. He lived in Kenya, but he was equally involved, as we heard, in his social activities in Uganda. And he played a pivotal role, as we heard, in creating this particular complex. And over the last 1 year, I've been to all the major establishments of Indian community in Kampala and also in many other places. But this is the grandest, biggest, and having the ability to organize and host all different kind of events. So credit for this also goes to Mr. Hasubhai along with the other members of the community. And I also want to recall that His Excellency and President Museveni frequently commended Hasubhai for his, not only for his business acumen and business contribution, but also for his community service in the country. I had an opportunity to meet Hasubhai only once in September last year when there was an event for the expansion of Tororo Cement in Tororo, which was inaugurated by His Excellency the President. On the day of the event, he was very busy with the President and other formal activities, but I went there one day before, so I met him over the dinner with the other members of Indian community and the staff of Tororo Cement and had a long chat with him lasting about 2 hours. And I could see all these qualities that have been mentioned by all my previous speakers, that he was true to his name, Indian name, as Mr. Raju Sarin mentioned. His name in Indian language means full of cheer. I found him full of cheers. He was a very good businessman, but by the time I met him, his primary focus was on community service. His simple life I also noticed through his demeanors, but also through he was using a mobile phone, old Nokia style mobile phone which had a physical keyboard, and he was actually using it when I met him. And under his leadership, Tororo Cement has become one of the largest industries in Uganda, we all heard, and they are producing more about 1.8 million tons of cement annually. So I take this opportunity to convey our thoughts and prayers to the Hasubhai's bereaved family, the staff of Tororo Cement, the entire community, and everyone present here. And as has been said earlier, his legacy will continue to inspire all of us, and he will be remembered fondly. Om Santi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I would like to thank at the moment now all the well-wishers who have come today to pay tribute to Hasubhai. All recognized, if not, please do forgive us, but we have tried to recognize everyone. But just that in case we have not recognized, we apologize. All protocols observed. We would like to thank all who have come, all the well-wishers, all the community heads who have come, all the dignitaries, and from the community, the decor team, the media team, all the trustee boards and executive committees from the temple, Samaj, school, and Akshardham, the volunteers and the security team. We thank you all for making this event a well-deserved session for Hasubhai, who is not with us, but his legacy will continue. And as Kampala, we dedicate our emotions, our time, our dedication, and commit that what he has left behind us, that we will take care of it and even make it better. That's the service, that's the dedication, and that's the tribute that we can give him, that what he has left for us is a lot to digest even. So we have a lot of homework to do to move forward, but of course we have the elders and the God's guidance, so we will move ahead. So currently we will pay the last tribute to Hasubhai. So we'll have front rows from the left and right who will come up to pay tribute to Hasubhai, and then from the center we will exit. As we are doing that, we have the band from Noah's Ark Children's Ministry, as Mr. Sam has said, Honorable Sam, that Mr. Peter is also doing a humanitarian service in Mukono. He has an orphanage where they're taking care of a lot of children, the born who are left on the street, the disabled. So we also give him a hand of appreciation for this humanitarian service that he's doing. He has come with the kids. So as we are paying tribute to him, they will play any tune that they will dedicate to the last tribute of Hasubhai. So I'll kindly request the volunteers to lead the guests, the dignitaries, for the last tribute to Hasubhai. And I'll request Noah's Ark's ministry to do a tune in the names of Hasubhai as we pay the last tribute. And I would like to thank again all the dignitaries who have given their valuable time today to pay tribute to There is a basket for donation as well. So all the well-wishers who want to pay tribute and the last donation, they can give the contributions.
સ્વામિનારાયણ 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 સ્વામિનારાયણ